Yeah.
Hey.
Heyo.
Hey, camera. You're far away today.
What up?
But at least you can see both of us.
Like our profiles?
Yeah. This is my good side because it's not the side that shows like most of my head because my hair parts this way because I have a colic. Anyways, BlazBlue.
We're here to cross fate.
The real BlazBlue.
And YouTube comments in
I say
two,
that just to piss people off. Today is the 13th of April. On the 14th of April, we are getting rollback for BB Tag on both PS4 and PC. So I figures this would be actually a good time to just show Ryan this game.
Yes, sir.
I have played this game many times in my past.
Once with you, years and years ago.
Yeah, probably when it came out, I guess.
I think so.
So this is probably, you know what, let's get rid of that because YouTube will strike my channel immediately. Yeah, so this is the Dojo, in case you don't know what the Dojo is. It's where it's a 3-part episode series, usually. Sometimes it's only one episode, depending on how much there is to talk about. But what we're going to talk about the game mechanics, and then we're going to go over character mechanics. Although in this game, because there's so many characters, and because they're all simplified in ways, and like you don't play any of these games, so it's not like I could just go to a character and be like, this is your character, this is what changed.
Yeah.
Like I can't even tell you that. So really we're just going to go over because this has BlazBlue, Persona, Uni, and then guest characters of various
Rwby.
You got the Rwby characters, you got a couple other guest characters from other things.
Yeah.
I'll go over kind of what their thing is, because like the Persona characters have things that the Uni characters don't. The Uni characters can do shit that BlazBlue characters can't.
Right.
So that's what we'll go over there. So this is only going to be a 2-part. It's just going to be us going over game mechanics, then a quick brief on the characters and the differences between their parent games, and then we just play.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my notes here. You can't see them on screen, but we're going to go over the things in the game. So this is a 5-button fighter. You have light, medium, heavy, and then you have D, which is your switch.
Okay.
And then you have P, which is your partner button, your assist.
Assist, yeah.
So we'll get into assist here in a minute. Let's talk about movement for a quick second. So there is a super jump. So regular jump, super jump, super jump.
Okay.
Right. So you can like dash, super jump too. So you have all that. There's also a double jump. And then there is an air dash. You cannot double jump air dash. So there's that. Or, you know, same thing with air dash, double jump. You can't do that either. That's pretty much universal. I don't think there's any characters that don't have those universal mechanics.
I was just about to ask that too.
I don't believe so. There are some characters with different movement capabilities, and actually even depending on which character in your game, there might be different. Like, for instance... Okay, so right away, both my characters are BlazBlue characters, so... If you look at the start on my dash and the angle of my dash, see how it kind of looks like that?
Yeah.
Same thing with him, pretty much the same. Now do yours. See how yours has like that leap?
Yeah.
That's because it's more like the assault in Uni. So your air dash is slightly different. And then you can switch to Mitsuru. That's your assist.
I gotta hold it.
I don't know. No. It's a different button entirely.
I don't know the default buttons.
I don't know the default buttons are either.
Okay, cool.
So you can air dash with her. So that's more like a BlazBlue air dash. That's most characters. There are characters though. There's like Easy in this game. she moves like Morgan.
Really?
So she has a different.
Like when she dashes, she kind of.
When she dashes, she goes up, and then when she air dashes, she kind of goes slightly downwards. So she moves differently. So everybody has like different stuff, but overall, like most of the characters, as far as I know, have all these same movement mechanics. So we talked about the buttons. Light and medium are just light and mediums. There's nothing too crazy about them. Different for character. Like, for instance, your 5A is ridiculous, in case you haven't noticed.
This is what I wanted Orie to have.
Yes, well, don't worry, you have Mitsuru. But then everybody has another universal mechanic, which is 2C is a sweep. What were we just talking about? So, yeah. 2Cs are sweep.
2C.
See, like that. Okay, so that's pretty much universal, right?
Okay.
And then 5C is an overhead.
That goes into a super?
No, it just has that cross assault thing that happens.
Okay.
Now, there's a thing that you can do with it. If you press C again, you'll spend a meter, and the damage increases quite a lot.
Okay.
So that did 65. It normally does 44. So it's $2,000. Like
Yeah,
it's worthwhile. This used to be different in before 2.0. It didn't cost meter, but you had to time it perfectly.
Okay.
So the better you timed it, the better it was. And even top players were like, it's hard to get the top one.
I got you.
It's like the timing was very specific, and there were 3 different timings. So it was like, you know. But they changed it now to where the damage is unified across the board, where it's like it's either the base damage or the meter burn damage, and that's it.
Okay.
So that's all that's changed there. 2 things about the 5C. There are 2 types of 5Cs. You have fast ones, and then you have slow ones. So do yours. So yeah, you have one of the slow ones.
Okay.
So I'm gonna block your
character.
Yes, it's different per character.
Okay.
So, go ahead and do your 5C. Yeah, do it one more time. Safe. Okay. Now I'm gonna do mine.
Okay.
And then you're gonna block it and then mash A.
All right. Gotcha.
So mine is actually going to be punishable. I don't know if Susanoo is one of the faster ones, but they have different speeds. And certain ones are really fast. I don't know if they're all different or if there's like there's the fast kind and the slow kind and they're the same frames. I don't actually know.
Okay.
But I know that some of the slow ones are like 0 on block, and the fast ones are always pretty much going to be punishable. So switch to hide real quick. I don't know what kind of hide has. Do his real quick. Yeah, it's definitely a slow one.
Yeah.
So, but you could do that real quick. And then I can't punish it.
Yeah.
But if I do mine, that was, counter hit, I didn't press a button.
Damn.
So that's you get counter hit punished on shit. So
Okay. Good to know.
So
You gotta watch out for them.
you gotta watch out for them. The fast ones can be punishable. Slow ones are not. But slow ones obviously are easier to block. Another thing with normal buttons, everybody has an overhead invulnerable button. I'm pretty sure this is true for everyone in the cast. Could be somebody that's like obscure, like Platinum, for all I know, might not have one, but everyone just about has one. So for most people, that's going to be 2B. For you, it's 2B. You have an incredible one with hide. You can switch,
I remember that.
You can switch to Mitsuru. Hers is also 2B. Mine's 2B. But some characters, it's different. So for hide, or sorry, for Ragna, it's actually 5B.
Okay.
My 2B looks like this. Then this isn't overhead invulnerable. This is, though. So
Interesting. 2B is like a
2B right here. This is his 6A in BlazBlue, which 6A was like a universal overhead invulnerable move. So this was his 6A, but they just gave it to his 5B here. So there you go.
Goodness.
So everybody has an overhead invulnerable move. So jumping in is not free, and it's actually pretty easy to react to things. And when you got a button like hides, I can't even if I air dash, if I jump and then double jump, I still have to eat that
That's like you're above the
yeah. So it's ridiculous. Some 2Bs are really good. Okay, now we can get to assists. There are actually 3 assists per character.
Mm-hmm.
So
based on the direction you hold.
Yes.
Correct?
So this is the general rule of thumb. 4P back in assist is an overhead invulnerable anti-air type move.
Okay.
So you could do that. So that's hers.
Okay.
5P is usually a lunging move. Something that sends them forward, usually good for combos, also pretty good for setting up sandwich situations, which we'll get to later.
Okay.
So that's his. I'll show you. That's his 4P, and this is his 5P.
Okay.
Okay. So you can take a look at yours.
Yeah. Like
Big stab, as you would expect. Yeah. Switch to Mitsuru real quick. Check out his 5P.
Well,
that's his 4P.
Yeah, so.
Oh. Got a lot of time. It's
do.
one of those good ones.
Yeah.
That's very, very good. I keep on saying Susanoo. It's Susanoo, by the way.
Okay.
But Susanoo is like the god of something in Japanese culture. I don't even remember, but whatever. Then there's the 6P, which is a projectile.
Okay.
A projectile assist. Now, if you got a character like Ragna that doesn't have an amazing projectile, he gets something like that.
Interesting.
So Hyde definitely has a projectile one. You can check out Hyde's.
Yep.
So there's that. Switch to Mitsuru. I don't know what Mitsuru's is. Yeah. So so you can immediately see that the assists are going to really change the dynamic of the team.
Very much.
So there's a saying in BB Tag which is synergy is way more important than the tier list. You can have 2 of the worst characters in the game, and if they have mad synergy, you could be a top 8. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Now, people that say that are capping just slightly because Yumi is. If you watch this game, Yumi is top 1 in this game. If you watch a top 8, any top 8 since she's come out, you'll see at least 4 of them.
Really?
I guarantee it.
Okay.
So, slightly capping, but also the reason why Yumi is so good is because she works so well with everybody.
I was about to say, I'm assuming that means she just
has mad synergy. So, but I see in like Kanji teams in top 8. Kanji is considered pretty bad in this game.
Is he the guy with the chair?
Yes.
Nice.
So he's considered pretty bad in this team, but I've seen some teams where I'm like, bro, what? He's just like, and the people that are getting hit are like, bro, what? So synergy is way more important in this game.
Okay.
We mentioned the switch button, right? So you can see that you can just do this whenever. You can't do it in the middle of buttons or anything. However, you can call an assist and do it in the middle of assist.
Okay.
So go ahead and do hides, 5p. I would switch to Mitsuru and do his 5p because you got a lot of time. And press the switch button during any portion of that. See?
Oh, okay.
You're even airborne and you're able
yeah.
to do it.
Damn.
Now, thing to note, the reason why I had you do that is thing to note, if you do it while you're airborne, you cannot act until you hit the ground.
Okay. That's
so it's not like
it's
not like you get to do that and then get an airborne combo into
Jump
even
in,
more.
air dash,
That's not the way it works.
Yeah.
And you can see that when they do it, there's lots of recovery. So like I'm not able to just start like that was me mashing.
Okay.
So I can't. It's not like if you played Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. This has the same mechanic. You can call an assist and then tag. You can act immediately in that game. You can't in this.
Okay.
So there is a time. There's a time before you can act.
Definitely got to keep that in mind.
And another way you can switch characters is to actually do your light auto combo.
Really?
So I'm just gonna mash light auto combo,
Change.
and he comes in, does a nice chunk of damage, does a hit, and safely comes in.
Okay.
This is a way to get people in safely. And if you're like a Carmine player, so Carmine's the dude that uses his blood, and so he gets a lot of red life. He regains red life through obviously tagging out, but also through doing grabs.
Okay.
His auto combo ends in a grab, so he'll get a chunk of life back and then tag in his partner and then start regaining more of his life.
Damn.
That's like super important for him. Matter of fact, he was not very high tier, I think, until they made that change, because that change definitely added a lot of utility for the character. So there's that.
That makes sense.
A plus B is a dash. It's a micro, but it does not work on the ground. It only works in the air.
Really?
But I can, if some people dedicate this to a button, I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't have it dedicated to a button. So, but when I'm playing on hitbox, you can see. I don't know if you guys can kind of see my finger right here, but I have this holding on back, and then right here is my up button, right? So I can just do this, or forward. Now, if I have this mapped, then this is something you probably should have mapped. I just don't because I'm like honestly because I'm playing on hitbox. This is not hard to do. But you can map it to like your L1 or something. It wouldn't be a bad idea to make sure you always get your instant air dash.
Yeah, something
because
to play around with.
A big thing that you're gonna do is like block for me. Is like I'm gonna do stuff like this, and then I'm gonna call an assist and air dash. I tried to air dash right there, but because I don't have it mapped, it didn't come out. So, that's gonna create sandwich situations. You see?
I see.
So that's a pretty important thing that's going to happen a lot. So that's why having a button that just automatically gives you a low air dash is pretty good. B plus C is your throw. You might have noticed that I ran forward, so I'm going to not hold any buttons forward. I'm going to stand like right here. Automatically runs forward.
Okay, interesting.
I should also mention that there's no walk in this game. There's a back walk,
you
only run. You don't have to double tap the run. You're just always running.
Yeah, places to be in this game.
Yeah. But B plus C is a throw. Tech it with the same thing. So go ahead and tech.
I didn't have my hands on the stick.
Go ahead and tech. Yeah.
Dumbass.
I attacked you, but yeah. By the way, the only reason I'm not doing like a full-blown fucking tutorial for this game is because there's lots of them, actually. People that play this game really love this game, and there's lots of good information out there for you. Okay. So I watched a Diaphone video where he explained he also has his throw mapped because of what just happened to me. When I tried to do tick throw into, I got 5C, he goes, that won't happen if you have it mapped. So once again, another little thing to keep in mind. If you're accidentally getting 5C a lot when you're trying to tick throw, you might want to map your throw button. Next thing is A plus D. So this is your A and your tag button.
Right. Is that the, oh, it's
that's your invincible reversal.
I remember this one.
So some characters, like you and me, can do them in the air as well. Some characters, like me, actually have a follow-up. So I mash light. This is it usually, but if I mash light, I'll get my follow-ups.
Okay.
There are different ones. Like this one hits on both sides.
Okay.
But keeps me grounded. This one can be done in the air, so it's good for comboing. Hers is okay. You know, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
but
just like a little DP there.
But having one that hits on both sides is generally pretty good. But also there are difference in recoveries.
Okay.
But they're all punishable. And when they punish them, you can't burst out. I'll explain the burst mechanic in a second. But that's the only thing that if you block it and punish it, they can't burst out even if they have full partner meter. Which, by the way, the partner meter is this little bar right at the bottom here.
The blue bar.
Right underneath my feet, my little feetsies. Yeah, there you go. So doing it raw doesn't do it, but if you cancel it from something, then it does. So I spent 1 bar. There's ways to spend 2 bars, but we'll get into that later. Oh, I should also mention, jump for me. Jump and block. So DPs are air unblockable.
Okay.
So there are setups that lead to air unblockable setups, and then they do a cross tag mechanic, and then it's like you literally no, it's not even guess, literally die.
Oh.
Because it's unblockable.
Oh,
it's literally an unblockable set. Some characters have unblockable setups that's just like you can't get out of it, you're dead. This has to do with synergy, right? So that's something that unless your team has it, you don't have it. Motions. So this game is all core circles, no DPs. Some characters I think might have downs. If you're a character like Ragnar, for instance, he's got a lot of moves. So his DP is on this, so that gets rid of that. But for you, it's like for core circle forward with hide, it's a projectile or it's a faster projectile, right?
Yep.
And he's got follow-ups to him, but we'll talk about character shit later. So for me, I have this and I have this. That's no big differences there other than with the medium one, I can do a dash cancel after.
Oh, wow.
So there's that. But then you look at my core circle back. It has this, boop, boop, right? And then I have this, which this is overhead. Go ahead and block. That's overhead. So I can go, good luck. And then my EX moves changed it even more. So that's my EX move now. And then I got that spike. That's no big difference. But I also have some moves in the air. So I have this, which is core circle back and light. And it has a follow-up. And then I have that, which is the same thing as this overhead right here, but I can do it in the air. And then I have this in the air as well. So every character is going to be a little different. Like, for instance, Susanoo doesn't have any cancelable moves or super special moves in the air. But he does have a few on the ground. He's got this one. He's got that one.
Goodness.
He's got that one, that one, that one, and that one. So you can see, like, all of his are different on the ground. Yeah. But it just depends on your character. Hide's pretty simple. He's only got 2, and they're the same. That one can be done in the air. That's the character. Boom. But you got to take a look and make sure you know like what special moves come out in like whether you have air ones if you don't know your character or whatever. Same thing with supers. You have a core circle forward super and a core circle back super. You do core circle forward B plus C or core circle back B plus C.
Okay.
They might have different, they might be kind of different purposes. Like for instance, Waldstein has one that's a command throw. So doing like a reversal command throw is like a thing you can do, and it's really hard to get out of sometimes.
Right. With them big old hands.
Right. And I don't know what he's got this one, which is like if you throw a bad projectile, you can be punished real hard.
Okay.
If I press D and P at the same time during a super,
DHC?
you can DHC.
Okay.
However, You can see my meter down there. I have 5 meter.
Yep.
So supers cost 2 meter.
Okay.
So in order to DHC, you need 4 meter.
Oh, okay. So each one is 2 meters.
Each one is 2 meter.
Okay.
And EX moves are full meter.
Goodness.
Right.
Do you build meter fast in this game?
Some characters do. Some characters don't. Like, for instance, one of my B&Bs with this character is to do this. And then whatever. And that's pretty much like, if you have the meter, you should probably do that combo.
Okay.
If you don't have the meter, though, I could just do this. Right? And then call assist. If I don't have assist, then... Yeah.
Then that's it.
Then there's other combos I could do, obviously, but yeah, you're limiting yourself. Do like medium against me. So while I'm getting hit, I can press P plus D, and this will tag crash. Now, I need you to notice that it uses my full bar.
Yeah.
So let's say that I did like a combo to you that used an assist, and then I only have 1 bar. If you hit me right after that, until I have 2 bars, I can't tag crash.
Okay.
So there's that. Also, hit me again. It's okay. So notice that he comes straight down.
Hits me out of it.
And hit me again. He comes from an angle. So depending on the character, they're going to come from a different direction.
Does that affect what happens? Like,
this does affect what happens because there's lots of ways you can deal with this. So for instance, so you're going to press P plus D to. Oh. There.
Okay.
So that's one way you can deal with it. Another way you could deal with it is to go straight into a overhead invulnerable move. So if I go, I'm gonna do and I want you to cancel on that second hit.
Okay.
Oh, one more time. See?
Okay. Yeah.
So I guessed that you were gonna do that. Went straight into it.
Gotcha.
Third layer is to call an assist. Oh, I'm gonna do 4P. So certain characters you could do 5P and get like a nice combo. But this one we're gonna do 4P. So try again. Oh, I gotta call it pretty early. I know that works. Hold on. You can do it. Just might be that my team's not very good at it. You can try it on me.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna call 4P after your second hit.
4P. All right. Okay.
So my team's just not good at it, but that's so now what you do is when you ground tech forward, you can get a combo off that.
Goodness gracious.
Yes. So that's the idea of basically if you see they have 2 partner meters left, you do not let them burst.
Yeah.
You punish them hard for bursting because obviously after you combo that, they can't burst again.
They gotta hold that.
They gotta hold that because they have to. Their meter has to recharge.
Right.
So until it's recharged, they can't burst, which means that entire combo is free.
Hot damn.
Right. So this is like high level stuff, but those are the 3 ways you can deal with it. You either DP it on reaction, you cancel into a move that's overhead invulnerable, or you call an assist during it.
3 options.
Those are your 3 options to deal with it. So it's not like busted because like having the idea of having technically unlimited bursts sounds annoying as fuck, but it's not.
But there are options to deal with it.
Right. There are options to deal with it. Let's go ahead and block for me. So if I'm in that ass,
as you tend to be,
right, this is annoying to deal with. Go ahead and press A plus D.
Interesting.
So that's a
big push block.
It is.
It's a big push block.
Do it to me real quick.
Okay.
Do you see my meter?
Yes. Interesting.
That also spins a meter.
Okay.
Now, obviously, you can call this out the normal way you call out shit like this. So go ahead and like, I'm gonna do 2, and then I'm gonna do this, and then go ahead and do a push block.
Okay.
So there's ways you can call it out.
Yeah.
That's just a far lunging move. I could just do an assist, like. So it's not free.
There's
It's
layers.
it's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. So it's not free. You gotta be careful. But yes, there is a push block, and it takes a meter. So you can't if it's not like Marvel where you can kind of mash the shit a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's just not even an option. You have to push block once, and you have to push block at the right time.
Jeez.
So for instance, I don't know.
Maybe after an assist.
Like well against Ragnar, what a lot of people do. So this move right here leaves me airborne. So I get like a follow up after, like that.
Okay.
A lot of people will push block that.
Because you can't.
Now I can still call an assist there, but if you're just holding down back, then like realistically you're just gonna block it and hold more pressure. But at least you're not holding a mix up.
Yeah.
So because I can go overhead, or I can go low. So you don't want to hold that. That's tough. Cross combo. So this is complex. You're not gonna get this right away. This is the shit that people lab in this game. That and team synergy stuff, which this stuff goes hand in hand. So
Okay.
when you call an assist, you can press you can press D plus P, and now you control both characters. So you can see that it goes down over time. But what we're doing here is we are... The main thing about this is... Remember how I showed you earlier? Block for me? I showed you this, where I would do that to try and set up a...
Sandwich situation. Yep.
So, that's me not knowing what to do with this combo. This is how you get combos, and this is how you get mix. You sandwich them, and then, by the way, when you're in this, see how I'm in control of this guy?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm in control of that guy. So what you do,
Bruh.
particularly what you want to do for this, is you want to do a move that has a lot of active frames. So like if I do this, right, do the follow-up or whatever.
Right.
It's not really the best example, but it will work. So, yeah, I'm going to have you block for me. Just so, yeah. So we're in there. So see how this takes up a lot of time?
Yeah.
It allows me to switch characters and then move in. Right? Or get a combo, whatever. This guy has this. That's pretty active. This is really active. So I can do that into... Like, if I do a just as an example, I could have done like this into that low high mix up, right? And the thing is, if you push block that, he's still coming at you, so it's like you're still not in, you're still not out of it. So I could do like that into the, or I can do, that was a fake overhead. If I just delay it a little, there's lots of things with this, so I'm just going to read off all the things that it has. So this allows you to control both characters. The main character controls normally, while the other character has access to their assists. So while you're holding, so
like the 4P, 5P, and 6P?
Yes. So those are the only moves that he does. You're not doing normals or anything.
That makes a bit more sense.
So if I do this, that's my 5P.
Right.
That's my 4P, and that's my 6P.
Okay.
And those are done obviously by just doing any button with the direction. So if I'm doing A or B or C or whatever the hell I'm doing, as long as I'm holding, if I'm doing forward C and then I'm doing if I'm doing forward C, I'll get the forward projectile thing from Ragnar.
All right.
That was forward M, and then forward L would have been the same thing. So it depends on which direction you're holding, which is going to give you the different assists. So you can see how that can be complicated.
Yeah.
On top of that, you can also negative edge this. So notice how I'm pressing buttons and nothing's happening.
Right.
That's because I'm holding the partner button.
Okay.
So if I let go of the partner button, whatever direction I'm holding, when I let go, that's what's going to come out.
Goodness gracious.
So I'm going to hold it and then do 4P. So what I did is I did jump A while holding P, and then I release P while holding it back. You understand? So
hell no.
So that's going to determine what's going to come out. So yeah, you can hold the P button, and then releasing it is essentially a negative edge. cross counter combos do two things. They can buff certain supers. So I want to say, actually, this is one of them that gets buffed. Yeah. So this follow-up usually doesn't happen.
Right.
So that gets buffed. And the other thing is it does unrecoverable life. So once the combo starts and you cash out that damage in the cross combo, it does unrecoverable life. So you get no red life. It's all gone.
Damn.
Right. So that is a really important feature, but it's also something that you're not going to learn right away.
Yeah.
And it's also something that takes a lot of practice and a lot of, like, people meme on this game for being easy, but realistically it's not that easy.
The difficulty isn't in like the buttons, normals, and execution.
It's not in the execution of combos or movement or anything like that. It's in the execution of setting up, because like setting up like the jump cancelable shit into the left right situations, and making it so that you don't cancel the 5B or whatever your jump cancelable button is, so that you get on the other side, call the assist, and still have all of your meter. Because remember, if you cancel it, it spends half of it. But if you don't do that, then you have twice as much time to mix them or do combos against them. So this is like a small execution thing that's like a timing thing. You have to be good about that. Execution in this game is not free by any means. So it's easy in the sense that there's not too many motions, and that combos generally are easy. It kind of depends on your character, though. Like Hyde has really easy combos, but like certain characters do not. So Ragnar's dead now.
Rip.
So you might notice that they've got a glowing thing that says Resonance Blaze underneath me. So this is your X Factor. It's not much of an X Factor if you're comparing it to it, but what this does, I'm gonna set some of my meters to different things. So I'm gonna set that to 0. So when I activate Resonance Blaze, this is gonna do a couple things. One of them is that it's gonna recover my meter.
Goodness gracious.
And it recovers it fast.
It sure does.
But you also should keep in mind, I have Resonance on auto recovery right now. You should also keep in mind that there's a level 4 next to that. You see that?
Yep.
So what determines what level you are is your assist usage. So you know how in Marvel 3, when you have X Factor level 3, you just have X Factor level 3. It's because your two characters died, and now you have an extra powerful X Factor.
Right.
That's not how it works in this. If you didn't even get to play the fucking game, and you didn't use your assist at all, you get level 1 Resonance Blaze, which has slower meter gain, slower health regen, which it gives you like health regen, same as it would if you like tagged out.
Yeah.
So only red life, not regular life.
Okay.
And so you and a shorter time period. So you didn't get to play the game. You still get Resonance Blaze, but you get the ass version of it because you didn't even play the game.
It's not a comeback mechanic. It's a get good mechanic.
Yeah. It is a bit of a comeback mechanic. It just doesn't have much to it. So you can see that my meter gained pretty quick there. Check this out, though. I have 5 meters right now, right?
Yep.
So while in Resonance, you can actually overcharge your meter and get 9 bars of meter.
I've heard about where this goes.
Now, I also want to point this out. So I have 9 bars right now, right?
Right.
I'm not going to spend any of it. When Resonance over, it goes right back down to 5.
Okay.
So it encourages you to spend your meter.
Yeah,
However, there is a mechanic, which is how they introduce you to the concept of insta-kills in the game.
Yep.
Which are doable, but getting 9 meters is pretty fucking hard to do. I don't remember the input for them. I want to say it's like triple down and BC. Maybe I'm wrong. So I've never hit one. I've never even thought about hitting one. I'm usually like, I need to spend that meter.
Yeah.
Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, it's triple down BC. So probably better to do like in a combo. I'll try and get 9 meters one more time. And I'll try this thing I've never done before. I'll do 236B and then no. Nope, I can't do it. Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, triple down to me is like the dumbest motion in all fighting games.
Yeah, that's like when are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I don't know. It to me it's the dumbest motion. Probably in all fighting games. I can't get it. So I don't care to show it off, but essentially, yes, if you have 9 meters, you can do a insta kill, which is cool. Combo damage is already high in the game, so I don't know how much you really need it. It's probably better just to spend your meter, because I could do, if I spend some meter, I could do with Susanoo. You could do about 2/3 of your life with a regular combo with no meter. Two things I want to talk about, or one thing I want to talk about with Resonance Blaze is, and I didn't mention this before, I don't think. When you cancel in the supers in this game, you can't do it from a special.
Really?
Yeah. But while you're in Resonance, you can.
Goodness.
I should also mention that while in Resonance, you get that upgraded version of supers if they have it.
Okay.
Not every super's gonna have it, but so I can do like a. This is like one of those kind of hard combos because you have to re-jump. So that ender I wouldn't be able to do. I did the wrong super. I should have done this one. But to give you an idea of like why I'm like, you don't really need to use that. That's off of a light. Really? I'm just like, I'm going to be disappointed when I'm editing this. Anyways. So like I said, you could do 2/3 of their health with one combo, and that only took 2 meters.
That's big damage.
That wasn't even an EX. Like I could, there's probably some other stuff I could throw in there, like that could have maybe done that. Maybe it would have done more damage than the 236 C or B. So, whatever. And that's pretty much it. I do want to mention Resonance Blaze. I'm gonna have you do a sweep, and then I'm gonna activate Resonance Blaze and just try to meet me.
Okay.
Like I'm completely invincible.
Damn.
Okay. But I'm gonna have you activate Resonance Blaze this time.
What's the command for that again?
It's just partner.
Oh. Oh yeah, because they're dead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sweep. You're gonna activate Resonance Blaze. Okay. Boop boop. So because you're not able to act, I want you to jab after that. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me switch to this character. Okay. So I try to jab you. So you don't act right away.
Yeah.
And it gives me ample time to set up a sandwich situation. So if I do like that, while you're in, you just have to hold that.
Yeah. Like during the burst.
And of course you could DP, you could go into invincible reversal, but then you explode.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to tag crash either way out of this situation. Once your character's gone, you can't tag crash. You have to hold everything.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all the mechanics. This game is really messed up.
It's pretty solid list there of mechanics.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
To keep in your mind.
I don't know if you could see this, but this you could kind of see all the notes. This is all the notes I had just on this game. I have less notes. I have less notes for like KOF. So that's a lot of notes, man.
Yeah.
Like I had quite a bit of things because especially when you get into the tag mechanics and the active tag mechanics where you're controlling 2 characters, it's like there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot.
Okay. So now we're going to go to the entrance. We're going to go to versus. I'm going to show you the rosters. I should also mention if you're a streamer of this game, you might want to play your own music because some of this music is going to copyright your shit. I don't care enough. So there's that. My channel is tiny. So I don't really care if this video gets demonetized. It's not really a big deal to me. But just so you know, if you do care about that, there was actually a tournament where they selected the stage and they selected random, and as soon as the stage started, they had to quit and start again. They selected random again and got another song that is copyright stricken. So because they were on stream, they had to reset again. So they reset twice before the set even started.
Oh my gosh.
So let's go over the mechanics of the characters. Not too much to go over here. So we'll start with BlazBlue. nothing super unique about BlazBlue other than characters that have unique in-game mechanics withhold those mechanics. So, with the exception of a few. So, like, Ragna has a mechanic where his sword hits regain some health.
I noticed the little red part.
That's a thing. That's a thing that still happens with him. Jin's pretty much Jin. Noelle's got a bunch of stupid mechanics that she does. So Rachel,
a lot of glory.
But like Rachel has the wind mechanic.
The what?
She has a mechanic where she can control wind.
Oh,
which will either push or pull your character and her.
Okay.
So she gets nasty mix-ups. And so every character, like some characters hold their mechanics here. You know, like I said, Easy Oi still has her weird dashing. Nine still has her magic mechanic. He still has his dash cancel mechanics. But some characters don't have their mechanics that they usually have. Like Hakumen usually has a passive meter gain that he doesn't have in this game. But he does still get his moves that he can just cancel freely. So he still has the mechanic where he can cancel a special into special. Usually that would require meter for him to do that. But in this game it doesn't.
Okay.
So there's that. So yeah, Persona has the personas. That's the big thing with them. So these are just disjointed hurt boxes, characters, hitboxes that you can throw it at any time. Usually in Persona, if you hit them, they have like a little persona, like a amount of personas that you can hit before they can no longer use personas. That doesn't exist in this game. Okay. Instead, I think you just take a little bit of red life.
Okay.
Whenever I hit a persona. Hakumen can absorb projectiles with his sword. That's true. He does have that mechanic. So yeah, so they lose maybe some mechanics, but they still share. Like BlazBlue's thing is that the characters that have unique mechanics still have them, even if they're kind of butchered or missing some of them.
Okay.
But yeah, but Persona has the Persona mechanic. So the only thing is you'll never lose your Persona in this game. You'll just lose red life for getting your Persona hit.
Okay.
And Uni, the biggest thing with Uni is that you have reverse beat. So you can do, like with Hyde, you can do BB, 2C, 5A to be safe.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah. So you could do stuff like that, and like every character has reverse beat. So that's kind of their thing.
Okay.
BlazBlue usually have launchers in their combos. That's true too. That's kind of depending on the character, but yeah. And then Rwby. There's nothing unique about the Rwby cast. It's just each character has unique things. Like she has trap setups you can do. She has clones and kind of like a weird close up / far away style. And then she just has a shit ton of armor. Okay. I would tell you what Neapolitan does, but nobody fucking plays her, so I have no idea. And then the guest characters. Heart has a float, like a super dash mechanic.
Okay.
She gets, so her jump H is just a float. She can meter cancel that to cancel it off of normal. So she can do like jump M, float, cancel, cross up, short on the other side. Like she can do crazy stuff. None of it's really fake. Yeah, she's just trolly. Yeah, I know that Neo is like kind of like a gimmicky character. But I don't really even understand what her gimmicks are about. Yumi, so she comes from Senran Kagura, a game that I've never played. And counters and teleports. Yeah, okay. So Yumi has, she has, I don't remember what they call it in Senran Kagura, but it's essentially like after you do a combo in that game, it launches them up and then you can dash after them and like hit them in the air. So like an aerial rave. Oh, that's kind of cool. She can do that, and it makes it so that she gets the corner every 2 seconds. It also makes it so that she can get a cross-up situation really easily, because what it does is it goes up in the air, attacks you a bunch, and then she slams down. So she could do that and slam down to the other side, activate, and now you're... Did she choose which side she lands on? No. Okay. But it's always going to be a cross-up, basically. So you just call assist during it, and it's like, yeah, you got a sandwich situation. This is the character you said was top 1? Yeah, this character's top 1. Okay. This character's... If you watch a top 8 for this game, you will see at least 4 of these in the tournament. Nice. Like, it's pretty much guaranteed. You might not see all of them. You might see some cool teams. Like there's a guy whose name is slipping my brain that plays Rachel Waldstein. That team is OD cool. But yeah, I mean, he'll be in top 8. But you're gonna also see someone else playing like Yumi and Adachi, which is another character that's played a lot. Okay. These characters don't really have unique mechanics to them. He's got a parry. So like his DP works a little different, where he can like parry and not. Oh no, it's not his DP. He's got a parry mechanic. I don't remember how to do it in this game though. Now I'm thinking about it. But whatever. He's got a parry mechanic, and then this is the big fucking tank. Which
that's the tank.
Despite the large roster, diverse realms really aren't. Aren't really that common, honestly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you see a lot of Yumi. You're gonna see a lot of Adachi. You're still gonna see a lot of Rwby.
I saw some Rwby when I was watching.
You're gonna see a lot of Rwby. She's still just good.
Yeah.
Yang is pretty popular. So if I were gonna go over roster and tell you like who's good and who's popular, Yumi is like top 1.
Okay.
Akatsuki's parry is his DP. Okay. So yeah, he can parry stuff without having to go into like an animation after it.
Okay.
So he can like parry, and then like punish you with like a 5A instead of doing like the parry into punch thing.
Okay.
So that's like his mechanic. So if we're looking at the BlazBlue roster, you want to know who's good in BlazBlue. Ragna's good. Rachel's really good, but kind of like specific.
Yeah.
You need like specific teams with her. Same with Hakumen. Very good. Needs characters that work well with him.
Okay.
A lot of these characters are good. I'm just like pointing out the really good ones. Nine's really good if you get the right team with her. And Susanoo is really good. Juwei's pretty good too. You need the right team with them though. Now Persona has like probably some of the best characters like of the rosters. Like Yu is really good. Yosuke's really good. Chie's really good. These are like mid. Mitsuru's really good. Akihiko's really good with the right team. Some people say Aegis is really good. I haven't really seen it, but some people say that's the case. And Adachi's annoying as shit. And with Under Night is like everyone in Under Night is like good. There's not like a bad character. Like there's no one will say like if there's a C tier in this game, which I don't really even think there is. But if there was a C tier in this game, I don't think a single Under Night character even hits it.
Okay.
So Hyde's good, Waldstein's good, Carmine's good. Gordeau used to be ridiculous. McCurva's pretty good. I think just a lot of people don't use him. Batista's really good. Seth is ridiculous. Hilda's ridiculous. I think Mika's kind of ridiculous, if I'm honest.
Damn.
And Rwby. Ruby's ridiculous. Blake is good, but you need a good team with her. She's kind of specific.
Okay.
Yang is stupid. And Heart's okay. Yeah. So those are like, if you want to know who's like really good in every faction, that's who I think is really good in every faction. So